Hey everyone, today we have a couple of replay analysis to go through. Both the games we're going to look at today are from the League of Experts tournament. This is just a high-level tournament, 64 players. The first stage is split into 8 groups of 8, so it's a round robin. Every player in their group plays against all the other players. The top 2 advance, so these are from the round robin stages of this tournament. And yeah, the settings are just same as Arena at the moment. Just Marine World with same map for both players. So nothing too exciting, but this is just an opportunity to look at some high-level games. We have some good ones today. Hello Panda, hello Alex. First game today is between Shakers and Zixak. Very nice name to say, by the way, Zixak. Looking at this from Shakers' point of view, because they are first player. And yes, big shout out to the taper on the thumbnail. That is my favorite emote to use from the Emu Cup, or from the Emu Discord channel. Big thank you to Panda for making that one. I love spamming that one at everyone. And yeah, pretty relevant for this first game. So from Shaker's point of view on Silver Lake, two pretty decent action cards, one average one, below average one. I do like starting with Mark Animals here. I think you're pretty happy getting clever cards as a second pick as well. So nothing too exciting to talk about there. But this opening hand gives you a lot of different directions to go in. So, I mean, obviously, what you guys have seen the thumbnail, we're picking the Herbie combo. Pardon me. Which I think so, yeah, it's kind of a no-brainer when you have a combo like this, even if it's not relevant to a project. And by the way, the 3 different projects are different, 3 different species. Even when it's not related to them, just really strong together. Then we also have, I think we have to look at the sponsors first. Excavation Site is just pretty damn nice on Silver Lake. Has a really nice spot where you get the 2 reputation and some extra money. So I do like playing that early. We have a lot of good ideas here as first player. We could start with something like the Science 2 Rep Uni and then play Excavation Site to get an upgrade immediately. You could even upgrade build before using it. That seems really strong. Science 2 Rep Excavation Site upgrade build strength 5. Like, that is amazing. And then the question is, with that upgrade build, do you keep something like Landscape Gardener? Maybe it's a little bit too sponsor intensive to keep all 4. So the Ray probably makes a lot of sense as a 4th pick with Sea Animals as a project. End goals, Naturalist, Architectural. Seems like another good reason to upgrade build here. Shakers does decide to keep those 4 cards. Hello, Osmo. And look at this in folder 1. Herbivore Management Plan. Jesus Christ. That is insanely good here. Then also just the casual combo Baboon Rock and Monkey Park. Thankfully, that's not a project either, but that in itself is as strong, if not stronger, than Meerkat Den, Expert, and Herbie, so don't want to give the opponent both of those pieces. Penguin is relevant to Sea Animals. Not too much else interesting. Then the other thing that we should talk about is Shakers does a move which I kind of understand the logic of. It's the fact that there are 3 different species projects makes it really tempting to start with a species university because it kind of blocks your opponent. Most likely they want it to support one of these projects in round 2. So by taking away the species university, you have a good chance of denying the opponent a project in round 2, which is the line that Shakers decides to go for, going with the reptile uni. It's a pretty safe one to go for because there's not too many unplayable reptiles you can hit. It does hit native lizards. So I think myself personally, I would have gone for the 2-rep upgrade line. And it also leaves you the opportunity of getting the Herbivore University later when you have this combo up and running. or something like this, the Animal University later to get to 4 or 5. But as we said, it's probably going to block the opponent. They start off by building a large aquarium in a pretty interesting spot over the reputation. It's pointing up. It's a little bit suspicious. Oh, sorry, I guess that's where the reputation is. But they obviously want the reputation for something. Then excavation site makes sense as the first sponsor. This actually allows Meerkat Den to be playable now because we didn't grab the 2 reputation from the university. Hello, Mike. And opponent starts with... Okay, I was right to think it was a little bit suspicious placement. They just straight up play native farm animals second move of the game for 6 appeal. That's something pretty cool to keep in mind. You can just straight up build a large aquarium here and just slam down native farm animals for 6. And I think it's reasonable enough just to play a second move with sponsors at 5. You could maximize it a little bit more, get like 3 more appeal out of it, but 6 is fine enough already. That's a very strong opening 2 moves. We do have a large aquarium down here, which I think most important thing is drop the management plan, of course. And we just want an aquarium anyway to fit the ray in. Good ordering as well. Draw from the deck first, then decide. Although basically 100% of the time you're going to be drawing up the management plan. The zebra is not too interesting here. Opponent does cards before doing association, because well, it tells us they want to grab a university most likely because they have X token association. They do dig away the Asia release and just draw from the deck. Don't hate this, just the X-back association. It does give the opponent a pretty clear signal that we have sponsors we want to play, and presumably more than one sponsor we want to play. So it does give the opponent information, which is still fine. They can't really do much about it. They do just grab hand size university. Now we X back cards. I wouldn't hate drawing from the deck, but I also wouldn't mind just like playing the Ray and then playing the Meerkat Den, then using cards to actually clever back build out of the way or something like that. It just feels like a bit of a waste not using clever cards and just Xing it back. But yeah, the basic premise is we want a long round because we want to play Meerkat Den and Expert in Herbivores. And maybe Native Lizards. Opponent builds a 1-size enclosure as well. Now we play Meerkat Den. Opponent sponsor 4 plays Herpetologist. So unfortunately, it seems like we're not actually going to be able to block them at 2 reptiles. That 1 size seems suspiciously like a slow worm. We play the Ray. I like this move of digging away the zebra because it just has no use in our hand. We had a wolf, which is not much better, but has some release upside. And of course, mark animals to mark the penguin. Very nice. Slow worm for the win. Opponent actually decides to do cards before playing their animals, which they do have time to do. They dig from their hand, draw 2 from the deck. Or maybe this tells us they have a sunbathe animal like the water dragon. Very high possibility. That's why they would be doing cards first. Maybe a pond turtle. Could definitely be a pond turtle. We build a small aquarium. Yeah, it's okay. We don't really need the room at the moment. Assuming we get the penguin, maybe we need the room later. It's just speculative at this point. Ah, everyone was wrong. It's the grass snake, okay? And only the grass snake, not even an aquarium animal, but that does give them 2 reptiles, so the opponent's pretty happy. They clever back build. Here we spend an X to get down the Expert and Herbies because we need it played before we actually do our round 2 project in the management plan. And opponent just calls the break. Pretty decent round 1 for both players. Excavation site versus the early native farm animals. Both pretty even in points, pretty even in income. Opponent has a little bit more money, but that's just from breaking just then. We get the penguin in hand. No one has to discard. It's been a good round for both players. And we get to start off with the management plan and see what herbivore we are search for. And I like the idea of the 2 size. It's pretty telegraphed because we built an aquarium there, but nothing wrong with that. Nothing particularly worth snapping. Good sequencing again. Take the herbivore, see what we get, then decide on the other actions. Decide on what upgrade we get, or if it's 2 CP worker, where the enclosure goes, what we want to dig. Always search for the animal first. Okay, we dig away the wolf. Don't hit anything else exciting. Dig away the brown bear. Another miss. 2 sides over the clever. Upgrade animals. Makes sense just to be able to play the penguin. And clever build out of the way. Pretty good. Opponent also has their own project doing 2 reptiles. They miss an opportunity here. They should always spend the X token for style points. Get it back. And they decide to take snapping as first reward. What would they be interested in? Shame that no one grabbed the Baboon Rock Monkey Park combo, because there is the mandrill to make it pay off immediately. They decide to upgrade build first and snap up the barn owl, okay? Shakers does cards. Australia release. I'm gonna say maybe it's interesting with the Kookaburra here, but not really. If we have to grab an Australia Partner Zoo just to make it happen, it's not really that exciting. But maybe the sheep has some interest with the rabbit in folder 2. Could go petting zoo lines. The condor goes. We don't clever anything back. Zixak just X's back cards here, so presumably wants to just build and play animals for the round. We play the penguin. Can we get a better endgame? Now that we have an upgraded build, Architectural's not looking too great anymore. Hello, Dave. The good thing about the penguin is we do get an upgrade. Probably would have preferred to do the adapt first before deciding the upgrade, so sequencing. Sponsors. Yeah, I mean, we're about to break for 5 most likely. Just gives extra money. I do like the idea of playing the native lizards with a 2 size during the break. That'll be maxed out for 7 appeal. Architectural's okay with the early 2 size. But the early 2 size would generally mean that we're not upgrading build, which means it's never getting maxed out. It just means it's super easy to hit for 2 conservation points, which is not the worst. Okay, I mean, we hit the jackpot anyway. Conservation Zoo is just better than everything else. So that's a pretty clear keep, along with Architectural, just a very safe floor. But even Conservation Zoo has a very safe floor. Look at that, you can just do 3 projects and you get 2 CP. Penguin's the only animal we're playing. Mark the rabbit. Opponent does spend an X to build 5. Let's build a 1 size, a 3 size, and a kiosk, okay? We just break 5. Okay, yeah, we knew about the 1 size. That's for the barn owl, obviously. And opponent plays the Eurasian lynx as well. That's a little bit ominous. It's not like you're just throwing down an iconic animal because you have nothing else to do in round 2. So that would definitely signal to me a release project. And that's going to be great news for Zixak because we have a university on 5 and a partner on 8. More than likely, whoever gets the university on 5 is going to be front runner to get the partner on 8 as well. And that's just going to be a massive head start. Definitely looks like a release to me. It's not like you'd play it just to get 5 appeal this early on. It would be a kind of a waste of an animal. I don't mind the idea of building here, although Shakers decides to build a 4 size over the marketing. Can definitely afford it, play the native lizards now, not have to discard anything, or only discard 1 card. Which is okay. I wouldn't hate the idea of just building a petting zoo. While we're just building anyway for fun. Native lizards give Shakers a little bit of a point lead now. Opponent just calls the break. Yeah, Eagle Owl can definitely go here. Yeah, it's a shame that we didn't hit a better animal than the red deer. I think there's a lot of good herbivores we could have hit, but red deer without something to flock is not that great. Anyway, opponent's going to be very happy. They can snap up a hydrologist here, which is... I was going to say it's certainly the snap. The wrasse is a sea animal. It does fit in this aquarium. I don't know about not taking Hydro, though. It looks really good for both players, with Shakers already having 3 water tags and Zixak having 2. But obviously Shakers doesn't have Snap, just builds a 2 size over the X token. And gets to start for the first action. Yeah, unfortunately no project to do. So what do we do? Most likely just second university. Yeah, just grab Science 2 rep. Little bit of a block on the opponent. They already have hand size, but it also means that with the animals action we get to 8 reputation, which is another worker, so makes complete sense. And yeah, I do like the upgrade of cards here. We're about to use cards. We have clever cards. We're kind of close to 10 reputation. Good timing for it. And opponent has the Savannah project, which is very bad news for us. And they decide to take 5 money. It's definitely not as necessary to take 2 sides when you have build upgraded. So let's opt for the extra money, although they are extremely rich at the moment. And they, of course, get their university. They got blocked on hand size, so they do take the Sea Animal University now. And they get a Sea Turtle tank. Ooh, now the Hydrologist looks even better. Shakers does cards. Drawing 1 at a time is good. Okay, Dingo's releasable, potentially. Just pretty nice to fit in the 2 size. We could look at playing something like Dingo Kookaburra. Waza Special I like the looks of here. Oh, Giant Panda. This would be super high priority to get it played. I don't think we care too much about the Secretary Bird. Also, Waza Special with the petting zoos looks amazing here. Oh no, the panda. It's tough because we need the bear, but it has such a high payoff. The Age of Partners is not even that much of a problem. If we can just find the bear icon, it's like a game-winning card, especially because we have Meerkat down already. And Expert and Herbies and something to flock with it. True, yeah, we can leech off opponent's release with the Dingo. Yes, that's an option as well. No, the panda! I like the clever back build. We definitely don't need to build, although Petting Zoo still has question marks. I'm wondering how early this Waza Special comes down, because I'd be looking to play it really soon. We already have the reputation for it. Especially with the petting zoo, this could be massive for our game. Opponent does cards. They dig away the cable cars, so okay, I do like the Hydro Snap. Uh, everyone's punished from not taking the monkey combo again. Horse Whisperer is still in the deck as far as we know. Could definitely be coming. Love it. I think it's a really good move. I'm a big fan of this early Wilds special, although it does make keeping the Secretary Bird a lot more questionable. Yeah, I like it a lot. Pretty good. Unfortunately, the break is in range for the opponent, although presumably they would like to build and play animals and then break. But we have it lined up so we can play animals like the dingo and then release it immediately. So that's nice. Opponent does build. They just build a 2/1 Chaos Pavilion, standard stuff. Now we do play animals. Ooh, the red deer in the 4 size. I don't hate it because it's not like we can play a 4 size animal anymore. Any 3 size Herbie we play can just flock with the red deer. We get the perfect money to play the dingo. So it seems fine enough to me. Now look at all these points start coming in. Now the opponent has to decide, am I breaking here to deny the project, or am I playing animals to spend some of my money and get rid of some of my cards? Honestly, I don't know. I think if I was zixak, I would still play animals. Which they do. The upgrade is Sos. I like it as well. I mean, we just said before they're very rich. They have X token association. They can just start getting the cheap donations. I like it. And they have a greater flamingo. And the common octopus. Seems like they're only playing European animals. And the next big question is, are they going to play their sea turtle tank? Or their hydrologist? Maybe they're still going to play those next moves. Yeah, we could even find a panda to play later instead. Yeah, no petting zoo at the moment, but a petting zoo is guaranteed to come out now. Do get to leech off the Savannah project. Don't mind 5 money. Do we need adapt? I'd probably not adapt here. I don't think we can hit anything better than Conservation Zoo. So the 5 money seems reasonable enough. And it's a good amount of money to have. Now we can actually afford to build a petting zoo. Okay, not too unexpected. Opponent does play the sea turtle tank. This is going to make their hydrologist even better when they play it. And it's just working towards Sea Animals project. They have 3 of them now. In fact, we know they have the 4th in hand. They have the rats that they snapped up before. And they get to sell some of the excess cards they have, although pretty telling sign, they only choose to sell 1 card, which means they're really happy with 5 out of 5 of their cards in hand. So it looks really, really even at the moment. I would say anyway. Both players have two universities only. Shakers has more rep and a second worker. Also has Waza special down already. Opponent is very close to 4 or 5 sea animals, so they have that going for them, but yeah, it's very close for different reasons. Shakers does card seal. Marine biologist, really nice. That gets Shakers up to 3 sea animals. America's release. Small animal. Small animal and reptile. Very nice. And expert in Australia. Zixak can break here. Would make Shakers discard a lot of cards actually. No hand size. So now if you're Zixak, as Shakers Clever's back build, do you spend 2 X's to break and make Shakers discard 5 cards? I think I probably just would. Yeah, that is what they do. I think that's very... It's just a good time to break because it's so punishing making Shakers discard so many good cards here. Like, what do you even keep? Honestly, what do you keep? The the petting zoos, the chameleon. I think for sure you keep the chameleon. Do you want to keep the marine biologist and the projects? It's really painful. Yeah, release projects are still worth it with wilds are small. I mean, the opponent has to have a large animal to be able to leech off it. There is the bear, exactly. There's the bear, there's the raccoon, although opponent has snapping pro first, and I would assume they take it with predators as a project, and it's just a decent animal. Oh, maybe even more painful. There's a rhino. I mean, now the opponent has to choose, do they want the rhino or the raccoon? And it's really painful discarding the petting zoos. We keep the chameleon, the marine biologist, the America's release. Probably just eyeing the raccoon here. Yeah, actually, it makes perfect sense for Zixak to deny the raccoon. It's not like the rhino is any threat for Shakers to play. Although Shakers should be very interested in the Agama sitting here for 4 reptiles. Eagle appears now. Yeah, exactly. Shakers can't play the rhino. It's just annoying for Shakers to have to deny the rhino and now the eagle. Having said that, there is not a lot of room left on the opponent's map. They can fit the eagle, they can fit the rhino. After that, they have no big enclosure space left. So first move, play animals, complete sense. Play the chameleon, snap away the rhino would be first priority, I guess. Play the Agama from range before it disappears. Yep, take the rhino. And sell the rhino. Goodbye, rhino. Thank you for your service, and goodbye. Also sells the kookaburra. I think the thing is, when you have Wazra on small, money is not often an issue, so I might have just kept it, just in case. Oh wow, opponent now has a bird management plan. Interesting choice. They decide to take the extra pavilion over the searching for a bird. Guess it tells us they are still really happy with the animals they have. And they actually... Ooh, spicy. They get to 8 CP first, and they decide to take the ×2 instead of the partner zoo. What they're basically saying is, I don't have time to get 2 partner zoos, so what is 1 partner zoo going to do for me? Maybe it's true. I mean, they're on 32 points and they have 55 money. Could we be seeing a ×2 on build? It's going to help them fill maps. It's going to help them build 2 big enclosures. I don't hate that idea, actually. Although I will say, I don't like the kiosk at this stage of the game. Just pavilions all the way from here. But yeah, filling maps seems kind of close. They do donate for free. Very nice. This is really nice. Just spending the X token can play Marine Biologist and the Field Research Type D Orcas in the 1 turn. Beautiful. That's a nice reputation. This is how we deny the Eagle easily. So, yeah, take that away from the opponent. Oh my... No, the other one! Now, that would have made... I presume the opponent's going to dig it away. Though there's a lot of scary cards for them. I mean, look at all these small reef animals. And the red panda and the taipan. There's a lot of good small animals here. Red panda would have made the giant panda playable as well. Bad panda noises. They do cards, and yeah, they do kill the red panda, so maybe Shaker's just had the right read, just I'm never gonna find a bear. Which is true so far, the opponent killed the red panda and took the raccoon. They do just draw from the deck. We do Reptiles 4 into snapping. I like it a lot. There's so many good small animals here, we just want to take all of them. I could definitely see something like snapping up the filefish, playing the cowfish and filefish next. And Australia Partner Zoo seems reasonable enough with the Taipan and Thorny Devil on display. Not like we need a Partner Zoo for anything else at the moment. Okay, America's also fine. I mean, we have the Release Project and the Filefish, so also fine. Yeah, now how good does Conservation Zoo look? Breeding program. Opponent spending an X to build. Okay, they do build the 4 size. Same spot as Shakers, and they play Hydrologist. Yeah, really nice, as we said. 6 appeal. Oh, they build another kiosk. Okay, maybe they actually have catered... Yeah, it's... Maybe they just have catered picnic areas as an endgame, then it makes complete sense. I think we can probably read into that they must. In fact, they build another one, so... That means they have catered picnic areas maxed out already. They have their 5 kiosks and 5 pavilions. That's certainly what we can read into it. That's a scary thought. They already have a maxed out endgame. Hello, Lex. Opponent can break. I don't think they want to break because they have a lot of money still, but yeah, it's not like we particularly need the reputation. Just play the cowfish and filefish while they're in range. Funnily enough, we actually can't play either of the rock reptiles because this 2 size is not touching rock. Funny how that works. We dig away the eagle and hit Amazon House, which unfortunately does not fit anywhere. I can confidently say that, I think. Even with build upgraded, I don't believe it fits anywhere here. Cowfish from range gets Shakers up to 5 sea animals. And yeah, look at how much work Waza Small is doing. Yeah, Amazon House dies. Really good dig, Tamarin. And look at all the clevers here. Well, builds can definitely get out of the way. Do we need to do a cards action? Maybe. Find some more animals. Maybe get the Taipan into hand. Okay, cards goes out of the way as well. Okay. Maybe the idea is we just break 5 and play the Tamarin or something. Opponent does play the Raccoon now, and never mind about denying the Rhino. The opponent just has the other Rhino. I like Animals 3 as well. It does fit up here. Actually, that's true. No, that's actually very true. That's the little commercial harbor spot that I normally play. That shape. No, that's true. Huh. I guess the question is, do we actually have time to get second partner to and play it? And is it worth doing? Maybe. Could have got partners with this move, actually, but we have a kind of equally good move. We can grab Third University here for an extra 2 CP, which I like. Yeah, I'd much prefer Third Uni here, I think. Tamarin's okay to play, but you can just play animals next round, play 2 at once. I think not grabbing Third Uni there is a bit of a miss. The other way up top, I don't even want to think about that. Ooh, clevering back sponsors. It's not really a break chicken scenario. I don't know. I think opponent probably doesn't mind just breaking 5 and then looking to build again. They are really close to map fill, but not quite. They don't quite have enough money. I think expecting the opponent to break 7 is a little bit risky. Maybe risky is not the right word, but it doesn't seem likely. Oh, in fact, they even just have a geologist, so they don't even want to break just yet. They can definitely, yeah, they can build a little bit more now if they wanted to. And we're kind of stuck doing... Well, now is a good time to grab 3rd uni. Definitely agree with that. Maybe we want to build a small enclosure as well so we can play 2 animals like Thorny Devil and Taipan. Get a 2 size down here. Opponent spends the next 2 cards. They dig from their hand and they snap up the Thorny Devil. It's actually a 200 IQ move. It does seem really annoying for Shakers. Like... The Thorny Devil was how we were going to play the Taipan. Now, how do we play the Taipan without the Australia icon? I guess it's pretty important time to do a cards action here. Or yeah, I don't mind building either so we can play 2 small animals and then do a cards action. Maybe the opponent could do a break 3 move here. I would like that a lot. They decide to build, which I think is a pretty reasonable move as well. Although... I don't know if I agree with the 6 chaos. That seems overkill. Oh, they have hydrologists as well, so they actually... With Geo and Hydro, they actually probably do have enough money to fill map. Very important cards action. Oh, that's unfortunate. Okay, that is really nice, the llama. Komodo, only playable if we build an enclosure, but not that good at all. Ooh. I don't want to point anything out, but that is the bear icon. Worth getting Asia partners to play this? I think definitely yes. Zixak causes the break. Maybe X tokens are a bit of a problem at the moment. And actually, the thing is... if only there was a second playable animal. But actually, is it enough? 5 sea animals into extra turn is 91. 99 with the llama, no second playable animal. So we could get to 99 in 1 turn, but that is it. Zigzag snaps up this. Oh, that is the second playable animal. Okay, now I think we just end. That's a really fortunate draw. 2 sides there. I think, yeah, we definitely just end in 1 move. 5 sea animals, determination, bam, bam. Yeah, forget the sun bear now. Just end the game, especially before the opponent fills map. Yeah, definitely agree. Opponent's a lot of points behind. What are our endgames? Conservation Zoo for 3. Nothing else, unfortunately. Yeah, so many primates. Okay, opponent has a 5 CP project themselves, and they have a lot of money. A lot of money. And they have X tokens to grab 3rd university, so they're also going to get a bunch of points. Yeah, they spend the X's to grab the uni. Pretty fortunate time for the uni that it gets them just enough reputation to get a second worker. They've been playing this whole game with one worker. Oh no, Europe. Oh, that's really funny knowing the result of this game. I don't like it. I think when you just have five species project available, you just take it. I understand people go like, I can get 4 Europe and then my opponent can't leech off it, but I think just take the best available project for you to do. If it was 5 Europe, then of course, completely different story. But yes, let's see what animals they have. And to be fair, their end games are okay. I mean, they have Hydro and Geo. That is okay. Can't quite map fill either, but we think they have catered picnic areas endgame. Okay, what animals? Okay, that makes more sense. They did have the fifth in hand there. Mm, I still don't like it. Ras is definitely not a good animal to be playing now. Although, did you guys notice something? Symbiosis into camouflage now allows you to ignore a condition when playing an animal. And they do play Galapagos Tortoise thanks to the camouflage. So that is worth. And that's going to get them really close. $106 to 97 going into endgame scoring. But 2 CP showing versus none. And they did have Catered Picnic for 4, which makes it a 115-115 tie. 4 projects versus 4 projects. Dead tie. And now you just think back, what if they took species diversity? 3-point win. Really interesting game, though. I think maybe a deciding moment of the game was firstly discarding the panda, but secondly, the cards action before the break, making him discard 5 cards hurt a lot. I'm just thinking if Shagus had a petting zoo down earlier and could play those petting zoo animals, this probably would have reached 100 a little bit sooner. The panda, yes, the panda. There was so much money here. At the same time, we never found the time to grab Asia Partner Zoo, but we had things like Stun Bear Panda that could have been a potential last move. And the Capuchin appearing was pretty fortunate. We needed a small animal to play to be able to end the game. But I did like the Waza special assignment play on small a lot. You can see how the ridiculous amount of points that it gave throughout the game. I think everything after the chameleon, right, was maybe it was after the Agama, but there was a dingo there as well, so it gave minimum 12 points. Maybe even more. I can't remember if these two benefited from it or not. I think not. Maybe they did. And over here, super interesting opening with the native farm animal's second move. Good opening cards. Just being able to play Herpetologist, do Reptiles too, even though Reptile Uni was blocked. Funnily enough, they took the Sea Animal University and just never ended up having time to do the Sea Animals project. They got 4 and just didn't have time to do more. It was a pretty fast-paced game, I think. Yeah, well, 29 turns, but only 4 breaks. That's pretty quick. Both plays with 3 upgrades. Yeah, 1 partner zoo over here, 0 partner zoos on over here. Small animals endgame goal, yeah. It's still really hard to beat Conservation Zoo. 4 projects for 3 CP. On to the second game, though, from the same tournament, different group. This is between AdamHorton and Koudee. Looking at this from Adam's point of view as the first player. Silver Lake again. Just a coincidence, not Silver Lake themed day. But what do we think about the opening action choices? I'm not super happy about any of them. Build over rock water is slightly more useful than the other two, especially because on Silver Lake you just, well, I'm more inclined to upgrade build on it, so if it's upgraded, it does have some good utility. And then you also have the upside of, this is rubbish as well, by the way. You have the upside of hitting a build upgrade over a build action card over here and getting +1 build back and going 3 build actions. Trade sponsors, pretty good result here. To be fair though, we knew a lot of the bad action cards were already out of the deck, so it was more likely we were going to hit something good. But this seems reasonably fine. I might even consider the Chaos build, but Adam does go for build over rock water. And maybe punished, maybe not. Side entrance opening. Opponent, by the way, has sunbathing sponsors and hunter animals. Now, what are we keeping here? What are we are first player, what are we opening with? Nothing super interesting on 5 or 8 CP. I guess 8 CP, the 10 money I'd prefer over the 2 rep. 5 CP, I probably prefer the X tokens, although extra shift could be useful too. I don't actually know if it's possible for you to get the 4th build action randomly, but if it was, then you'd get a 5th card, which would be pretty funny. I think I'd just go these 4. Seems reasonable enough just to start Australia Partner Zoo, play the Cassowary, release it round 2. Got a side entrance. Could definitely consider upgrading build here, especially with the action card and side entrance. And Baboon Rock just has so much upside. I like it a lot. Especially with specialized species, could definitely just go full-on primate engine here and not have to worry about the end game disappearing from supporting a base project. Ooh, very different line. Definitely like the Australia release as speculation. I think you don't really need to speculate on it when you have the cassowary. The red deer does match the Herbie's projects, but I think like we said in the previous game, it's just a sad animal to play by itself. But maybe the idea is just starting Herbivore University and find something to flock it with or find a better herbivore. Eagle is understandable. Second game in a row, are we going to see another Meerkat Den on Silver Lake? Have a Taz Devil, potentially releasable. I'm curious what the start is here. Okay. Oh, actually, okay, is it? This is a Meerkat Den with Herbies as a base project. It's interesting, because you really want to make sure you draw this up, but then if you don't get the Science 2 rep, it's not playable. But if I was Koudee here, I think first move I am drawing up the Meerkat Den. Yeah, okay. Does that with the water playground. Definitely agree with that. Especially with Adam grabbing the Science 2 rep, you do not want to let him get the Meerkat Den as well. Yeah, all the flocking animals are sad. Maybe Koudee has ideas of getting hand size and getting the reputation up here somehow. We'll see. Adam plays side entrance, very reasonable. I mean, you just want to build around it anyway, so your first enclosure might as well go next to it. And Koudee does indeed grab hand size. Let's see, what are we building? Do we build... Okay, firstly, are we building for the Taz Devil? I'd say likely. And what size enclosure do we build? Because if we're just going to release the Taz Devil, there's nothing saying we can't just build a 5-size enclosure for this eagle at the same time. Oh my. Oh. This is full-on old-school side entrance play. So Adam's definitely signaling, I want a longer round here. Koudee does cards. Oh, we're not going to talk about map 10 here. No, no, no. Okay, it is the Taz Devil. That doesn't surprise me at all. I mean, it just makes sense with the release project. I'm a bit surprised not building the enclosure for it. As Expert on Asia appears. It was not on my bingo card either, but let's see what Adam is cooking up here. Koudee builds a 5-size enclosure. Yeah, now comes down the 1 size. And it's still in time. Adam's going to be able to play the Taz Devil before Koudee can break. Ooh, now that is a bad sign. Playing the Cinerus Vulture as a first animal is extremely suspicious if it doesn't match any project. That certainly signals to me release projects. And then the question is it low mountain range or is it Asia release? And does it even matter? We can't even leech off it. So Taz Devil here. Do we want to pouch the red deer? Probably not at this stage. I mean, I'd be tempted. And what are we upgrading? I'd suggest build probably makes the most sense. Maybe that makes just the 1 size earlier make a lot more sense, or even just a bigger enclosure. Because you just get to upgrade build earlier, and then you can build Chaos Pavilion, whatever, to go with your build action. Yeah, it is build. Where did our project just go? Oh no, the Taz Devil ate its own project. This is gonna be so round 2 unis. Maybe I guess the Predator uni we're going full on 4-5 Preds. Probably interested in the Koudee here. Well, certainly interested in it. Thunbear appears as well. The Emu appears. The Emu's been angered by the release project disappearing. Even just hand size. Hand size gets us slightly closer to second worker, but it's not going to be possible without another source of reputation. Which I guess we could get from upgrading sponsors here, but then we don't get it from animals. It's actually just cards. Koudee does indeed have the low mountain range. Takes snapping. Makes sense, there's a lot of good animals to snap here. I don't know what number 1 priority would be. Sunbear, Koudee, Export and Asia, all 3 would be high on the list. Does upgrade sponsors, takes the extra shift actually, and does snap the Sunbear. Kangaroo appears now. Okay, certainly a card's action to just drop the Export on Asia and play it next move. Can read that. Gets a Wrath, which is okay, because we need a card to discard anyway. Have to wonder if Koudee is going to upgrade build or not. The tricky thing to play without 2 size and without upgraded build, but maybe is just going to grab second university here and upgrade it. Maybe has another project to do soon and is going to grab 2 size reward that way. Adam does play Expert on Asia. Koudee does cards. Snaps away the Tech Institute. Okay, reasonable enough. I mean, it's still very early in the game. Koudee's at 1 point, Adam's at -5, so has a lot of time to generate X tokens. And it seems like both players are probably going to grab 3 universities anyway this game, with the extra incentive to on this map. Again, is it just guaranteed to happen when one player discards a baboon rock, the big nose just appears? It seems like it just happens. Okay, kiosk 2 size. Pavilion 1 size. Pretty standard. Up to 24 income now, with Koudee doing a release project only at 10. All the gods have been anchored. The emu god, the big nose god. Koudee does play. I know, still has the Meerkat Den, so saving Tech Institute for after even, or maybe just builds Meerkat Den over the marketing spot. Plays it that way. Yeah, okay. And then plays Koudee. 27 income. Koudee does grab second uni. Perfect timing as well. Meerkat Den down gets the Herbie University. Drum roll. Don't like. Make sure you grab the herbivore first before deciding on the upgrade. Wow, Red Panda. Yeah, out of everything you could have possibly got, I think Red Panda would be the best card you could hope for. Koudee has both the science from the Tech Institute and the Herbie University. Built the 2 sides as well. That's just absolutely perfect for him. Unfortunately, can't really play it without having the ×2 broken away, because Adam is just going to break in 2 moves at this stage. Does just draw from the deck again. Jaguar's not bad here. Sponsorship Reptile's a little bit dead. Release of Patterns could still be okay. We grab like 3rd University. Or even 3rd University, yeah, being like Predator University. Release for 2. Rhinos are good, but I think Red Panda's just honestly even better here. Koudee already has incentive to grab Asia Partner Zoo with the Sun Bear in hand as well. And Koudee's just going to cause the break. No, Koudee is going to play Adventure Playground. Wait, and a second sponsor, because he discarded a card to boost the strength by 2. Adventure Playground and Sponsorship Elephants. Okay, that's one way to bridge the income gap a little bit. Get some appeal, get some extra income. And now Adam just causes the break. Whose position do we like better here? So up in the top, we have massive income advantage with an eagle in hand. Down the bottom here, though, we have empty 5 size, Red Panda, Sun Bear, Tech Institute, Meerkat Den. Slight point lead. Oh my god, Polar Bear Exhibit and Eurasian Brown Bear? I think first priority has to be the Polar Bear Exhibit for Koudee. Ooh. I mean, at the same time, how can you say no when you have a 5 size for it? And I guess the thing is the brown bear is playable for Adam as well, but I would not want Adam getting that Polar Bear Exhibit. And now Predator Breeding Program. Okay, Koudee builds another 2 size enclosure. 2. Take the kangaroo. Okay, reasonable enough. Adam grabs 3rd University. Yeah, we kind of expected that. Predator Uni makes release actually worth playing if we decide to go for it, but also just Predator University gets us to 4, basically guaranteed. Wow, even more bears. It does now upgrade animals from 2 CP, which I do agree with. Jeez, even more bears. This is definitely going to be Oh, wow. Platypus. Platypus plus red panda, maybe? Yeah, okay. What is Koudee's plan this round? Maybe just grab third university as well? Adam does build that last chaos, builds a 4 size for the Jaguar, does cover the marketing spot to play release of patents. And it is third university for Koudee. How can you, I mean, ask me which position I'd rather be in. Koudee 100% with the brown bear and sun bear in hand. And, wait, actually, hang on a sec. This is not true anymore. There's only 2 cards here. One of those cards is the kangaroo, so I think the sun bear died. Hmm. So kangaroo and brown bear in hand, maybe? Is what we're expecting. Adam does play the Jaguar. Which hunts into a very nice looking Cobra. Yeah, Adam's definitely keeping that. Raccoon gets Adam to 5 Preds. I don't know now. Now it is 5 Predators, but also 5 Herbivores. Times 2 on sponsors. Probably gonna do. Koudee's 1 reputation short actually of drawing up the polar bear exhibit. Slightly annoying. Honestly, I would have been super tempted to snap it up. I think letting Adam get it for free here is slight mistake. Maybe I would have snapped it up earlier in the round, so it's less painful. Adam does cards here. Of course, he's going to drop the polar bear. Wow, another fantastic draw. Yeah, it does take the polar bear. Playable Galapagos tortoise, cobra, eagle, red deer. Forget the red deer. The rest of this hand is stacked and polar bear. Koudee's just going to play some sponsors he found with that cards action. Okay, found Export in Africa, really nice. Quarantine Lab, amazing, because that Cobra was not even public knowledge. Wait, sorry, it was completely public knowledge. It was from the Jaguar hunt, so really good timing finding the Quarantine Lab there. And now I think we go back to liking Koudee's position better with the protection from hypnosis. Although, probably a bad sign to be selling a card when you have so much money and only 2 cards in hand. But we can probably expect that it was brown bear plus kangaroo still in hand. And I guess the most snappable card here would be the Taipan. That's just an okay animal. Or maybe the breeding program, but neither player has a partner soon. It doesn't really look like they're going to start grabbing them. Okay, it does take the predator breeding though. Adam starts by playing the polar bear exhibit. Makes sense because the opponent is just going to play their brown bear pretty soon. Yeah, okay. So that tells us what it is. They build a 4 size for the kangaroo. They're going to play kangaroo plus brown bear. Probably grab partner zoo and then into the predator breeding program. Or maybe even 5 herbivores first. Adam does the 5 predators project into snapping. Yeah, we don't need 2 sizes. We have build upgraded. What are we snapping? Taipan question mark. 3x token's really nice. Both players are incredibly rich, and I would still prefer the 10 money here, because these are expensive animals, eagle plus tortoise, and we still have to build. I don't think, well, I don't think Koudee's gonna mind the 10 money either though, because like he's about to play brown bear plus kangaroo, and that's gonna take all of his money. Unfortunately, you're gonna have nothing to pouch with it though. Yeah, we know the one card in hand is only the breeding program. Yeah, from the previous game, would I keep Amazon House knowing that there is a spot for it? It's a tough call because you have to actually commit to getting the second partner suit and upgrading build. So I don't really hate the idea of getting rid of it from the previous game. Are we just wrong about hating hunter animals? Is it just always good? It hunts the Indian rhino, which, by the way, is going to give Koudee a 6th herbivore for Meerkat Den endgame. So the question is, what project can we do with it? Maybe habitat diversity if we can find if they can find an America's tag. Adam builds a reptile house. I mean, with the taipan, cobra, and galapagos, makes a lot of sense. Just can fit all 3 in there, and a grass snake even. Koudee does start with America. Oh, okay, that's how we get America's partner zoo. Although, okay, maybe actually a good call. Just saying, don't worry about the breeding program. We have a rhino now. We'll just grab America's, getting ahead of the habitat diversity requirement, and just do the 5 herbivores project. I kind of like it. Does get the 10 money from 8 rep. Wait, hang on. Are we going to see specialized species on bears? So surely it's just a better keep than Sponsor Zoo right now, or is that even true? I mean, not for bears, obviously, but maybe for reptiles. Grass snake, herpetologist. Sponsor Zoo probably has a safer floor with it being pretty easy to get 1 more CP. And Koudee does take 2 size reward. Okay, big animals action here. So remembering Koudee is protected, what are we playing? Probably just play the best animals first, just get the tortoise out of the hand. Doesn't really matter. Okay, playing the Cobra first, get the extra card to Sunbathe. Though, yeah, we're so rich. Okay, we can't even play it. I also don't mind just the Grass Snake from range. Taipan's okay. Koudee does a much needed cards action. Probably also wants to build a 4 size for that Rhino. I think the big question at the moment is Koudee can play the Rhino and do 5 Herbies, but that gets him to about, I don't know, with a second animal, maybe 80 points. It's still not quite a finish. We don't know exactly how Koudee's going to finish. Adam, on the other hand, well, there's not really a project here, but there is a lot of points in these animals. Maybe we're going to find that with this cards action. Hornbill is at least a project. We can release it with the low mountain range. Koudee spends an X here, remembering about Tech Institute, so correct move. Does Sunbathe another card, so must have drawn dead again. Doesn't seem like the money's going to be relevant. Yeah, nothing too exciting cards to keep there. Migration recording. Actually, maybe I'm a little bit surprised Koudee did not build first. I don't think I would have hated just building the 4 size just ready to go. Let's see. 2 size. Does snap up the migration. Yes, the scariest card here. Nothing else is that interesting. I don't know. We don't particularly need a sixth animal. The vulture, presuming that we're probably building a bird aviary for the eel anyway. Excavation site for the end game on itself and for sponsored zoo. And because sponsored zoo is at 5, I could see that. Is there even a good spot for it? Wait, is there even any spot for it? I mean, it does fit. Yeah, okay. Probably not that good. Ooh, starting with partner zoo. Europe, Americas, or Asia? Asia has a lot less importance because we know the Sun Bear is out of the deck. Although, if Adam has been tracking the hand properly, the Sun Bear is in the discard pile, so there is a chance we can get it back here. So that, for that reason, I would take Asia, and of course, expert on Asia. Okay, and that's the way we can clever back sponsors. No surprises. The 4 size comes down for the Rhino. Just big questions over second animal, second project. Adam's gonna build an aviary, of course, and probably just a pavilion to go with it. Although, no 2 size for Mr. Hornbill at the moment. Yeah, not having a project is kind of rough here. Okay, Rhino gets played, and failed chameleon is an animal. Maybe Adam's just banking on the fact that can leech off the habitat diversity project, which is correct. Can definitely do that. Whoa, we actually got a lot of information from that. If Koudee is using hunter animals, it means that 5 out of 5 cards are either projects or sponsors in hand. And I think the only one we knew about was the conference on Europe that just got snapped up there. No way. Gets the other rhino from the hunt? Does hunter animals just have a rhino magnet on it? Is it even useful here? Have to take another build action for it. And then don't have a project for it. My. Oh wow, this lion is I think number 1 priority is just get this lion actually. Do we just play the vulture and the tortoise to get the lion? Well, that's a crazy lion. Okay, vulture first, definitely. We scavenge into a wolf? I mean, massive pack synergy, but expert in Preds, kind of funny to think about. It has some value because of sponsored zoo and pack here, but I don't know if we're gonna have time to play any sponsor. At the same time, it's not like we need a wolf. Okay, if we're talking about the best thing we could possibly draw, predator management's got to be pretty damn high up there. That is really nice. And we do know about the opponent having migration recording as well. Just remembered that. Okay, I like the tortoise. Yeah, I think this is perfect 2 animals to play. Get that lion in hand. This is the thing, Adam, well, up until this point, Adam did not have projects, but just all these points on animals is just enough to compensate for it. Yeah, sells 4 junk cards here, so now we can... I mean, the question is there going to be another break or not? How close is Adam to actually ending, by the way? Predator management to 79, Eagle to 86. I guess that's not that close. Needs another break to be able to afford the Lion. There's also the Habitat Diversity Project. Koudee actually takes 12 money, so probably just wants to build for the Rhino and play the Rhino, and that's not quite enough to end either, though. But maybe has another project? Adam does cards. I really wonder if Koudee is going to break or not. Okay. That's just an even better project to do. Holy crap. Eagle into large animals maxed out. Condor as well. Gives a second playable animal without needing to build. Oh my goodness. Only afford one though, but can definitely do something like Eagle into large animals into break with determination. It's kind of what I expected. The Foresigh's getting built, and then we just have to see, does Koudee have another project to do into Rhino to end the game, or is it going to be just break and try to play two animals or something? Adam's obviously going to be very happy with a break. Does just lead with the Predator Management Plan project into determination. Sad panda noises. Into just break, yeah. We already have determination with the eagle. We can just do eagle plus large animals project. Panda is dead, unfortunately, but pond total is... No, sorry, we already have the condor. I was going to say pond total is playable, but we can just play eagle condor into large animals in the game. I guess we have a pretty good delaying move of Expert on Americas for 8 points. Probably not worth doing, but maybe if the opportunity is there with Koudee just being on 99 points or something, it's a good delaying move. CP from Sponsor Zoo and 5 appeal from Expert. Let's see. Is it just ending? Okay, it's Rhino, but... Oh, it's Rhino without determination. There is no project here. Ooh. Rhino single animal to end. Wow. That is just ending. Yeah, so clearly no second project. Any point in delaying? I don't know, the end games are okay over here. Meerkat Den, Tech Institute, Quarantine Lab, Expert on Africa maxed out for 5x tokens. That's pretty decent end games. Over here we have Adam has Polar Bear exhibit, but that is it. So I guess you'd be feeling reasonably safe. But I don't know, when you see the empty aviary here, it is pretty scary. And yeah, we are about to see the... Oh, the condor is even more beautiful because you get the we get the posturing at 16 rep. There was an elephant earlier in the game, but it's gone. I don't remember seeing that. So Koudee must have drawn that up at some point. Yeah, this is a really clutch time for 3 pavilions as well, by the way. Adam's going to finish with a much higher score, but as we saw from the end games, and this end game is still only 1 CP. 111 to 100. But yeah, only 2 CPN games here versus also International Zoo for 1 CP. Just lost the International Zoo to the Eagle, tying on 1-1. Another dead tie, 117, 117. Only 3 projects each player. That's crazy to think about, isn't it? Only 3 projects when 2 rhinos were played. Guess it just weren't that many projects. Should have placed 3 kiosks for 3 style points. Considering Expert on Americas is not played yet, that would have backfired pretty hard. But yeah, totally. If Expert on Americas was played, then yes, building the kiosk totally makes sense. Yeah, another dead tie. You can kind of see the differences in how the points came. I mean, most of Adam's points were just from pure animal strength. Have a lot of high value animals here, like vulture, jaguar, tortoise is the main one, eagle, condor. These are all decent scoring animals. And then over on Koudee's side, you just have a lot of value from Meerkat Den and sponsors. Meerkat Den gave... It was the first Herbie, so Meerkat Den gave at least 14 points in appeal. Water Playground gave some. Sponsorship Elephants gave some. Excellent Africa gave some. Adventure Playground, so there's a lot of appeal from sponsors here. Much fewer animals played, but there were also some good value ones with both the rhinos and the brown bear. And the kangaroo. That kangaroo lived by itself, by the way. International Zoo for 1. Wow. And I think if we look at it, it's also going to be pretty fast-paced. 28, 27 turns. Oh, very sad kangaroo. And these ties had some implications on the group. Well, not so much this one. So this group finished... Adam actually finished in first place, 5.5. Koudee in second place, 4.5. So they were both the leaders in the group. And the other group down here, this tie did have some implications. We see Zixak actually finished second in the group, just ahead of Shakers, who also finished on 4.5 out of 7. But the tiebreaker is the score difference across all of your 7 games. Zixak had a score difference of plus 71 compared to plus 61. Yeah, and these are the 8 groups. You can just see it's not all complete yet. I did top my group. JD is currently topping his group. But there's a lot of sort of newer names that I'm not really familiar with. So it should be a nice final 16 to this tournament. Yeah, the top 2 from each group make a final 16, which is just single elimination. Anyway, that is all the games for today. Yeah, well, it's very common for the other players to have an even amount of points, but 4 would be a pretty common number to have. Yeah, I mean, it was a very tight group. But if we look at score difference, Koudee had a massive score difference, 129. Actually topping the group in score difference despite getting 1 less win. So it just means all the losses were close losses. Or there were massive wins. Either way. But yeah, that's all we have. So thanks all for watching the games today. See you guys on Sunday for the BGA gameplay. Have a good rest of the day and good night.